In this project, we'll be focusing in on using some geometric shapes, balance, as well as textures, the way things feel or look like they feel. About Gee's Bend quilts. The quilts were created by the African American women of Gee's Bend, Alabama, USA. And they're special because each one is unique, handmade pieces of art. The quilters of Gee's Bend live in an isolated community, so they use limited materials they have on hand, including old clothing. They don't make quilts the traditional way, but make quilts that evolve as they are being created, much like the way an artist works when they are creating painting or sculpture. The quilts have been exhibited in museums and are renowned for their beauty and minimalism. Let's take a moment and let's get started. Okay, so let's take a moment and let's get started with a square piece of paper for our background. I folded mine diagonally and then diagonally again so I knew right where the middle was at. Then using my square piece of paper, draw any kind of shape that means something to you. I chose mountains because I love hiking. There's an idea guide that'll give you some ideas if you're not sure where to begin. Taking your glue stick then, please place it in the center of your paper. Now using my stripped pieces of construction paper, think about balance. Whatever you do on one side, please do on the same thing on the other side. So when I took one red strip of construction paper, the opposite side uses red construction paper. When the top of my paper uses orange construction paper, the bottom uses orange construction paper. This kind of reminds me a lot of those videos or the pictures that I saw at the beginning of the video. Sometimes I like to place them down where I'm going to put them before I glue it so that I have a really good idea that, yep, that's the place where I want to keep it. If your paper is too long, feel free to trim it and make it smaller. Or maybe you like the idea of overlap where one is going on top of the other. I like cutting mine down for this reason. Everything looks really great so far, but I like the idea of putting some patterns and designs into my project. So your pattern might be simple lines, like a zigzag line. Remember, if my colors are repeating, my shapes and my lines should repeat as well. So you'll notice that when I put X's on one side of the blue paper, I put X's on the other side of the blue paper. Because this is a quilt, I thought it might be kind of cool to make some dashed or dotted lines to make it look like sewing, like the needle went through the thread and began creating a sewing line. I'm also going to add on some shapes rather than just lines. So I thought maybe some hearts might be kind of cool. And lastly, I'm going to add on some stripes. Again, keeping in mind of the pattern. What color you do on one side, please do the same pattern on the opposite side. When I created my zigzag lines at the bottom, I'm going to be using the same colors to color in my zigzag lines onto my orange paper too. Top and bottom matches, side and side match. I thought it'd be kind of fun to add in some circles as well as some colors inside my heart shapes. Boy, this quilt is looking so cool already. I like my quilt a lot, but I thought it might be kind of fun to add a little bit of yarn to my project as well. Again, just to help make it look a little bit more like materials are made with this project. Some fabric, some yarns would be kind of cool. Just to create maybe a different texture. I wonder what this would look like. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like to cut the edges because I feel like it will give me a nice, crisp corner onto my project. Yeah, I like this a lot. The different textures really help it make it look so unique and cool. Oops. Oh yeah, that's my kind of look. Thanks for watching and happy art making, everyone.